Wild, weird weather is now the new normal, so we should expect the unexpected and learn how to be prepared. Just watch.
It could be a tornado that touches down without warning, or a hurricane that can be tracked for days. Either way, anyone at any time can find themselves at the mercy of extreme weather. Thomas Kostigen, New York Times bestselling author and journalist, says while we can't control the weather, there are things you can do to increase your chances of surviving. In his most recent book, National Geographic's Extreme Weather Survival Guide, Thomas explains what to do before, during, and after the storm.
And joining us now is Thomas Kostigen. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
This is going to be exciting. I love weather stories. I love chasing hurricanes and being out in the outdoors. I know, right? You say in your book there are 3 actions everybody should take or to know how to prepare for any extreme weather. What are those 3 things?
Be informed. So today's day and age, leverage technology, get some alerts sent to your cell phone, go online, figure out if you live in a flood zone. Obviously get things like the book so you understand the context of these things. So understand what you're doing. Have a plan to put into place once you have that information. So evacuation, a family communication plan, a meeting spot, those types of things. And then supplies. Super important, having the right things in place so you don't have to stand in those giant lines that we see during every storm to get water or food or other supplies you think you need.
All right, let's take a look at some items we should have on hand to survive and recover in the event of a big storm, whether it be a hurricane or who knows, a flood or a snowstorm. What should we have on hand in our home?
I think of it as a micro set of things that we already have in our life. So food, dry food that can last for a long period of time. It's not going to go bad. Water or a water bottle that has a contamination filter in it. So food and water. And then the other thing, power or some type of shelter. So a blanket for shelter, having that really, really important. If you don't have a generator and you're looking for light, what better thing than glow sticks or my favorite tool, which is this 8-in-1 flashlight, which I think just rocks because it has not only, this little thing has 8 things in it. So compass, pretty much expected, thermometer, expected, flashlight, there's waterproof.
There's a knife in there too, right?
There's waterproof matches in there, and then it's got a big important thing with it. A storm whistle.
Fantastic.
If you need to get someone's attention, you were just hiking, if you're stuck in a mudslide or anything like that, and you have a distress signal like this, that can save your life.
Okay, and for water, you know, we can't survive without water. We can survive without food for a few days, but you should have a gallon of water per person per day in your home.
Correct.
Okay.
And try and keep like a 2-week supply on a minimum side. This comes with some water tablets, by the way, for 72 hours pre-packed, so this pack alone will keep you safe for that amount of time. You don't have to worry about it. Gives you peace of mind.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing during a storm.
What about weather apps? You know, downloading things on your smartphone and your iPad.
Yeah, well, we talked about getting information from our mobile phone for alerts. Do it the other way. Have text sent to you, where is there a shelter in my local community? What about storm alerts? So you know, wow, it's heading my way fast.
Okay.
Not a watch, but it's a warning now. I have to take action.
Well, looking at all these clothes reminds me of my recent trip to Kilimanjaro, where they told us, they drilled it into us, you have to have your base layer, your middle layer, and your outer layer. So that's what that's what you recommend in your book that everybody should have.
Absolutely, and I just interviewed the home of the most extreme weather on the planet, which is Mount Washington in New Hampshire, because of those winds. The number one thing they talk about, layering, super important. So base layer right here to get that moisture away from your body.
And this is not cotton, and that's important. You don't really want cotton next to as your base.
No, because cotton's great in the summertime when it breathes and it keeps you cool, but if it stays wet and you're cool and you add some cold onto that, hypothermia sets in. Don't keep these tight either. A lot of people get tight underwear and they think that's going to keep them warmer. And maybe it makes them look thinner. There's a fashion statement to be had, but that doesn't allow your body's natural heat to stay closer to your body and be able to circulate. And that's the important thing.
So then our middle layer would be something like a wool sweater.
After you take care of the moisture side, think about warmth. So then wool sweaters, fleece, all that stuff. Really, really super important.
And I love this outer layer because this shell will not only keep you warm because there's fleece inside, but it'll keep the wind out.
Water and wind. Those are the 2 things to think about with the shell. So you keep those 2 things off, then you go to your warmth, and then you have your moisture, you're set.
Okay, and then gloves. Now, these are probably not the right gloves.
Not the most high-tech I've ever seen.
I'm not sure what these are. It looks more like a puppet.
Sock puppets,
this looks like a sock puppet. But, you know, you want mittens more than you would want gloves, because it just makes sense. It keeps your hands warmer.
4 fingers, more body heat together.
That was the only thing that got cold on me in Kilimanjaro were my hands. I had mittens on, but they weren't they weren't insulated mittens. They were more like a shell mitten. So get a nice mitten with like a nice like fur lined.
Yeah. And for people who have to work outside, I speak with a lot of explorers and people that actually work outside in those conditions. Using gloves inside mittens can actually take care of that.
Pets, okay? Everybody wants to protect their pets in the cold. We've got Conan here. This is a Sheltie. She is a beautiful dog. Now, Thomas, how can we protect our pets?
Yeah, well, I'm a dog fanatic. My dog is my best friend on earth, so I'm really, really super attuned to this. So having these wipes for paws, for example, because when dogs, especially in cities, walk outside, they can pick up a lot of dirt, de-icing, antifreeze, and then they start to lick their paws and they can get sick. Also the underbelly too, especially with a shorter dog like this. Think about Conan walking through the snow. That belly's gonna get wet. So really try and keep everything clean and their paws. The hypoallergenic puppy wipes, I like the best. Curiously enough, I'm getting freaky on you here, but it keeps moisture on their pads too, so they don't have a chance to crack as much.
Now, even if it's an outdoor dog, most of the time, if you're having extreme cold weather, you need to bring your dog inside, right?
Shorter walks, that's a good mantra to think about. And then also, this is important, some type of identification tag.
Oh, yeah.
So if they happen to get lost, God forbid, or, you know, they don't really know where they're going, they're able to have those tags and people can find them.
Good puppy. All right, we want to talk about snow shoveling because a lot of people do not do this the right way. And Thomas is going to demonstrate the proper way so that you don't hurt yourself. You know, people not only hurt their back shoveling snow, but sometimes they have heart attacks. How do we do it so we don't hurt ourselves?
100 people die by shoveling snow the wrong way every year.
Wow.
Thousands of people end up with back injuries and musculoskeletal injuries. It's crazy. And I used to think, that's silly. This is such an intuitive thing to do until I did it. And it's different. So I used to shovel as a kid snow this way.
Just straight on.
Yeah, this way.
Straight on.
Yeah.
That looks like the right way, but it's not.
Now, think about it just like you snow ski, face down the mountain.
Okay.
And then look how much
mountain.
easier it is. You don't have to do anything. You're using your knees. You're not worrying about your arms. Nothing.
Can I try
Give it a try.
Okay. Now, I've never shoveled snow in my life. Okay, but you want to face the snow.
Face the snow.
And you don't want to do this.
No.
You want to face the snow, but you're...
So then just straight forward.
So you're still forward.
You're still forward, but then it just moves.
But
so
you're just moving it. Okay.
Exactly.
So, all right, I'm ready for
You're ready for winter now. You get your base layer, you get your outer layer, and you get your shovel. You're all set.
Well, this has been fascinating. And there's so much more in Thomas's book. Thomas's book is called National Geographic Extreme Weather Survival Guide. He also has a National Geographic Kids version called Extreme Weather. So both are available wherever books are sold. And Thomas, God bless you. Keep warm.
Thank you.